In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
Today we're diving into a topic that's been causing a lot of buzz in the comedy world. It's none other than the ongoing tension between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. Now, these are two comedy legends we're talking about, each with their own massive following and unique style. But recently, there have been some bold claims, rumors, and even a bit of drama between them that's got everyone talking. Today, we're going to break down Kevin Hart's recent interview with Charlemagne the God, where he addresses Katt's industry plant accusations and more. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. So, in this interview, Kevin opens up about a time he publicly responded to Katt Williams, and he admits that it might not have been the best move. Now, if you know Kevin, you know he's usually all about positivity and staying in his lane. But there was that one moment where he felt the need to defend his friend Tiffany Haddish after Katt Williams made some harsh comments about her. He reflects on that incident with some regret.
Well, things get taken out of context too, though, because even when you think about Katt Williams on Club Shay Shay, a lot of people thought you threw shots at him first, and he was replying back.
I think there's probably one moment where I've actually talked about Katt publicly, and this was when
I think it was on Breakfast Club.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh.
we were promoting Night School, and Tiffany was affected by some of the things he said, and it was more of a support for her in that moment, and some shots at him.
Do you regret that?
Yeah, I shouldn't even talk. I should never address him at all. I don't have to. Why? What will it do for me? What will I gain? There is no gain.
Sometimes it's better to let things go, but here's where things get even better. Charlemagne brings up those industry plant accusations that Katt Williams threw at Kevin. Katt has said in the past that Kevin's success came out of nowhere, suggesting that Hollywood essentially planted him in the spotlight. Kevin's response: he says, "You know what? I actually take that as a compliment." Kevin argues that calling him an industry plant is absurd, given the years of hard work and hustle that have built his career. He brings up a crucial point: everything is researchable these days. Google will answer any question, even the dumbest, and provide the requested information. Kevin says if people really cared, they could easily look up his story and see the grind he put in over the years. So, in his eyes, the whole industry plant conversation is just noise. What do you think? Do you believe that someone can truly just receive success, or does it always require effort?
How does it feel knowing that you have achieved so much success that people think you're an industry plant?
I mean, it's the biggest compliment ever, right? When you hear things like that, you gotta give a nod to common sense versus lack thereof. You know, I had a conversation with my daughter one day, and she was asking a question and debating off of the hypothetical of if something was real versus not. And I said, everything is researchable if you really want to know it. If people really care and you really want to know things, it's very easy to go do some research.
Absolutely.
And actually, beyond easy, it's dumb-proof today. Google has it so dumb-proof that you can actually type in the dumbest version of a question, and Google will correct your question and give you the right side of your question with the options for you to go find the thing that you're looking for.
That's right.
So if you really give a shit, you can go and see. I mean, the industry plant conversation is what? What is it? What does that mean? When you When you really break that down,
It means that's why I want you to tell your story. And I'm glad it's the story, like you said, the story's out there. People want to know. It means that somebody put you in this position. And press the button. And that's the guy.
So when I say, what does that mean? Like, what are we talking about? So if that's the case, if success is that easy, how many different versions of that would you see to date? And by the way, wouldn't those be the stories that we're highlighting because they're all false? Like, if that's the case, I mean, some things get so ridiculous that catch on. It's astronomically insane to process.
Does it bother you?
No, I could give two shits. Like, I mean, that's why you don't hear me address shit or fire back at shit.
Now let's talk about Katt Williams for a second. Recently, he shook up the comedy world with an explosive interview on Club Shay Shay, hosted by Shannon Sharpe. In that interview, Katt didn't hold back at all. He dropped names, voiced grievances, and essentially questioned the legitimacy of several comedians' careers, including Kevin Hart. And boy, did this interview make waves. Every comedian took to social media to share their opinions. Some agreed with Katt, others were ready to challenge every word he said. It even sparked a conversation about whether Katt was being divisive or just brutally honest. Either way, Katt's interview quickly became the most viewed episode on that show. They're calling it the Katt Williams effect. Love him or hate him, he knows how to get people talking. Where does that leave Katt and Kevin now? Well, here's an intriguing twist. Both Katt Williams and Kevin Hart are going on tour at the end of this year, and guess what? They're both starting their tours in Baltimore on the exact same date, March 28. Now talk about a head-to-head matchup. The tension between these two has been palpable for years. Kevin mentioned that Katt even brought Kevin's ex-wife, Torrei Hart, on his tour, along with Monique, who also has a history of airing out issues with Kevin. Some see this as a strategic chess move by Katt, stirring the pot before the big tour kickoff. But in this interview with Charlemagne, Kevin comes across as calm and accountable. He's not trying to fan the flames. Instead, he's all about keeping the focus on the bigger picture. And that brings us to a hopeful point in this entire saga. The interviewer and many fans have been saying, wouldn't it be amazing if these two comedy giants actually worked together? Imagine a tour featuring both Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. It would be the comedy event of the decade, no doubt. Think of it as a modern-day Harlem Nights, a film that brought together legendary comedians like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Kevin and Katt both have the star power to pull off something that big. They're legends in their own right, and Hollywood could use a major power move like this, especially for black comedians. The industry hasn't been generous with opportunities, so comedians like Kevin and Katt have had to create their own content. Could joining forces be the key to changing the game? Kevin also discussed how Hollywood is no longer providing opportunities as it once did, especially for individuals from black culture. That's why he emphasizes the importance of owning your own content. Katt has a similar mindset. These comedians inspire up-and-coming comedians to forge their own path. So it really makes you wonder, what would happen if they stopped competing and started collaborating? Could we see them breaking down more barriers, providing more opportunities for others? It's a hopeful thought and something the comedy world would love to see. So there you have it, folks. Kevin Hart and Katt Williams are two formidable individuals, each possessing a unique narrative to share. We've heard Kevin's perspective on the industry plant claims, as well as his thoughts on staying focused on what matters. We've seen Katt Williams' impact and how his words have sparked debates across the comedy world. Now the question is, where do they go from here? What do you all think? Should Kevin and Katt put aside their differences and team up for something epic? Do you think this rivalry keeps them competitive? Let's get the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you've got to say. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay locked in with Say It Ain't So Media. Thank you for watching.